Good morning, students. In last lecture, we have discussed about the female gametogenesis, the formation of female gamete, the ovum. Now we will discuss about the cyclic changes that occurs during the gamete formation inside a female body. The gamete formation in females is a cyclic activity which takes a time period of 28 or 29 days, involves various changes in the structure and the function of entire reproductive system. It is called menstrual cycle. The menstrual cycle it is a cyclic process which takes about 28 to 29 days in a female body, various changes in reproductive system. It occurs only in primates. Primates is a class of the mammals. It is the order of the mammals including monkeys, apes and the human beings. So here we will discuss about the human reproductive system. So it occurs in the female. The fertility, it is the power to be reproduced. The female fertility, it started at the age of puberty, 13 years old. When a girl becomes 13 years old, at the age of puberty, the fertility becomes started and it carry out at the age of 45 to 50 years. After the age of 45 or 50 years, the stage called menopause occurs. At this stage, there is no fertility in a female, means the production of ovum is reduced. One egg is released once in 28 days, means one menstrual cycle produces one egg. And we know that in female reproductive system there are two ovaries, one is left and one is right. So the ovum is released one by one, alternate order from one from left and second one right. So we calculate the fertility period is nearly about 32 years. Time period produce 13 eggs per year. So a female can be produce 13 eggs per year. So we calculate how many eggs are produced inside the fertility period, that is 416 eggs have a chance. There are many ovums before the birth, there are millions in number, but after birth and the stage of puberty, only 416 eggs have a chance to become mature, to be fertilized. The first menstruation begins at the puberty called menarche. The first menstrual cycle in a whole life period, it started at the age of puberty, that is called as menarche. This is the basic information about the menstrual cycle. Now we'll discuss about the various phases and changes which occurs into the reproductive system during this cycle. A menstrual cycle having three phases. So we can say that the menstrual cycle divided into three steps or three phases. The first phase is follicular phase. It takes time period of 14 days out of 28 days. In this phase, there are various changes. The anterior pituitary release FSH, that is follicular stimulating hormone, that stimulates the follicles. In previous notes we have studied the structure of female ovary. So the FSH, the follicular stimulate hormone, stimulates selected primary ovarian follicles. As its name, follicle stimulating hormone, it stimulates the follicles with primary ovarian follicle and maturation of the primary oocyte. So the first step, anterior pituitary release FSH. FSH controls primary ovarian follicle and the primary oocyte is matured, starting to mature. FSH stimulate follicle cells which release estrogen, which is a female sex hormone. The estrogen having two functions. When the estrogen is released, it inhibits the FSH. Estrogen released by the follicle cells act as the inhibitor for the FSH. Means estrogen stop the releasing of FSH. And second work is stimulates the LH, the luteinizing hormone from the anterior pituitary. After releasing of estrogen, it inhibits the FSH, and second function is stimulates the LH from anterior pituitary. The LH act on mature Graafian follicle. After the germinal follicular is having a ovum, at the between of the menstrual cycle, means about 14 days after the starting, the LH is mature, result into the Graafian follicles to burst out. After bursting the outer membrane, the egg is released into the fallopian tube, and this process is called ovulation. So basically, in this cycle, the follicular phase, it is about the ovulation, the developing the germinal follicular in this phase, and after matured, the ovulation is take place. At the time of ovulation, the period is half time. The whole cycle is nearly half, about 14 days. Now the estrogen stimulate uterus prepare for the implantation and nourishment of upcoming fetus. After ovulation, we know that after ovulation, the ovum is released, which fertilized with egg to form a zygote. The zygote is implanted into the female body, into the uterine structure that called as commonly mother's womb. So for this process, the estrogen is responsible. Estrogen stimulates uterus prepare. The estrogen stimulates the uterus, and the uterus is ready to itself. It prepares for the implantation for new fetus. If the fertilization occurs after the ovulation, the newly formed zygote is attached with the uterine wall with the help of placenta and growing into a new fetus or newborn baby. So here the myometrium, the wall of uterine having smooth muscles become thick. Blood vessels in endometrium The endometrium is a part of uterus having blood vessels. These blood vessels are normal at size before ovulation, but after ovulation it to be started to be changed, undergo like the blood vessels becomes long. After this result, the blood vessels have more capability to be supply blood for the new fetus. So I am here starting to repeat this phase. It is about ovulation. The follicular phase having 14 days of time period. In this phase there are various changes. First, anterior pituitary release FSH, that is a follicular stimulating hormone. FSH start to stimulate primary ovarian follicle and maturation of primary oocyte. We know that the primary oocyte, we have discussed about it into the previous lecture in the process of oogenesis. The primary oocyte is stimulated by the FSH. Now, FSH stimulate follicle cells to release estrogen, which is a female sex hormone. The FSH is inhibited by estrogen. The release of FSH or working of FSH is stopped by the estrogen, and estrogen stimulate LH, luteinizing hormone, that luteinize the mature Graafian follicle to burst out. LH result into the ovulation. After the Graafian follicle, which is mature, burst out, and the ovum is released into the fallopian tube. After ovulation, we know that the ovum fuse with the sperm, result into the zygote. For the implantation of zygote, the uterus to be ready or having capability to hold it. So this capability is induced by the estrogen. Estrogen stimulates the uterus to prepare for the implantation and nourishment of the upcoming fetus after ovulation. Change occurs by the estrogen. The uterus is myometrium become thick, the smooth muscles becomes thick, blood vessels in the endometrium become long for the higher supply of the blood and the nutrients. So we have discussed about the first phase of the menstrual cycle. Now we will discuss about the second phase after the 14 days. What happened after the 14 days, or what happened after the ovulation. So now we discuss about the second phase. We discussed that in the first phase the FSH stimulate follicular cells, release estrogen, which result into the ovulation and the preparation of uterus. Now we will discuss about the second phase, that is known as luteal phase or secretory phase. It is about having length of 10 days, means from 15 to 24 days, or 14 or 15 to 24 days. In this phase, we know LH is released into the first phase, first 14 days. Now the level of LH, luteinizing hormone, at its peak, at its higher level, at the starting of this phase, that stimulates prolactin. LH and prolactin both of works at the starting of this phase to form, and we know that after releasing of ovum, the Graafian follicle becomes into a yellow structure that known as corpus luteum. Now this corpus luteum is formed by the help of LH and prolactin. to form LH and prolactin help to form corpus luteum from empty Graafian follicles. It is empty by the ovulation, release after ovulation. Now, what is the function of corpus luteum? In this phase, the corpus luteum release progesterone hormone. We know in the first phase FSH release stimulate follicle cells which release estrogen. For progesterone and estrogen, in this progesterone is higher amount and the estrogen is smaller amount. Both of all will help into the proper implantation of the fetus. The only function of progesterone is to be implantation of new fetus after fertilization. But progesterone having a inhibitor process to be reduce FSH. If the ovulation is proceed out, it means ovum is released. So ovary need a new ovum for next time. But this is happen in the middle of the phase to be prevent the initiation of the maturation of the Graafian follicle into the middle of the phase. The progesterone stop the production of FSH, means progesterone inhibit FSH. That is result, so new follicles and egg not develop during this phase. So after one phase is completed, ovulation is done. Second phase, progesterone stop the activity of the FSH. So there is no developing of the Graafian follicle. So there is no new ovum is produced. It stimulates the endometrial gland. Now we know that the progesterone help into the implantation of the fetus. So it stimulates endometrial gland into the uterus to release nutrient fluid. The progesterone stimulates the endometrial gland to release nutrient fluid for fetus, for the nutrition of the fetus, for the development of the fetus. It stimulates endometrial gland which release nutrient fluid which help into the development of fetus. This is the whole activity changes into the second phase. We will repeat it this phase. In second phase, we know that in the first phase ovulation is completed. The LH at its peak, means LH having a highest amount before starting this phase or at the starting days of this phase, that result into the stimulate prolactin, which is a hormone released by the anterior pituitary to form corpus luteum from the empty Graafian follicles after ovulation. After ovulation, the empty Graafian follicles convert into corpus luteum, which is a yellowish structure. The corpus luteum release progesterone hormone. The progesterone inhibit the FSH, means stop the working of FSH, for so new follicles and egg node develops. Progesterone and estrogen both are work together for the proper implantation of the fetus and stimulate endometrium gland for the nutrient fluid for fetus. So first and second phase, the basic concept is that the ovarian follicles starting to be developing in first phase. At the end of first phase, the ovum is released. The first phase is that is. In the second phase, the empty Graafian follicles convert into corpus luteum by the help of prolactin and LH hormone, that is luteinizing hormone. And now the corpus luteum release progesterone hormone which help into the implantation of the new fetus. Now we will discuss about the third phase. What happened at the third phase? Before the starting of third phase, we will discuss about the structural changes with the help of diagram. I hope you will understand about the first and second phase. Here we have two diagrams. That is, first one is cyclic process. We know that the menstrual cycle having 28 days or 29 days process. It is a cyclic change. When the menstrual phase started, it is the last days of the cycle and the first 1 to 5 days of the cycle. From 5 to 8, the post menstrual phase means the phase which is after the bleeding or the menstrual cycle. At the middle of the whole cycle, at the time of 14, the ovum release means the first phase occurs from 1 to 14. In this phase, the FSH and LH having their functioning. That is known as proliferative. Proliferate means the releasing of ovum. Now, from 14 to 20, the ovum is proliferate or fertilized with the sperm. At the time of second phase, it will last nearly about 24 days. Corpus luteum start to degenerate. Before this date means time period of 14 or 15 to 24, the second phase occurs in which the corpus luteum produce progesterone. After the implantation, if the fetus is implanted into the female body, means the newly formed zygote is attached with the mother body, there is no need of corpus luteum. So here the corpus luteum is degenerated. At the time of last days, if there is no implantation, if the zygote is not formed, so there is no need of uterine wall which is ready for the implantation. In the last phase, third phase, basically the concept is that if there is no zygote, there is no new fetus, so there is no need of the mother body to be implanted. So the newly changed or the produced tissues in the uterus start to be degenerated. So the blood in their tissues, the tissue fluid and the nutrition start to be releasing by the ruptures their walls, that causing that result into bleeding, the starting of the menstrual cycle. We will discuss these changes after in this diagram in the last phase. The most important thing is that the hormones level during the whole cycle, there are two types of hormones. One is primary hormone and that produced in the body, and the second hormones which are produced by the ovary. So first we will discuss about the primary hormone level, FSH and LH. We know that in the first phase the FSH is stimulated by the anterior pituitary. So when the phase started, the level of FSH is steady and decreasing because the main function of FSH is to stimulate follicle cells to produce LH. Once the LH is produced, the level of FSH start to be decreased, and the level of LH is increased. But at the middle of the phase, when the mature follicle is produced, means ready to be released ovum. For the releasing of the ovum, we need high amount of LH, luteinizing hormone. It must be at their highest peak. So it highest at their level result into the ovulation. The once the ovum is released, so once the ovum is released, there is no need of LH and FSH, those so they are decreased at their level and remain constant at the starting position. Now after the releasing of ovum, the primary graphenophic follicle which is matured is start to be convert into corpus luteum, that is done by the help of estrogen or prolactin hormone. So prolactin and LH both works at the follicle and convert into corpus luteum, and at the end of the day, end of the period, the corpus luteum start to be degenerated. As compared to this, the ovarian hormone levels are steady conditions. Starting phase, at the middle of the phase ovulation. Ovulation is resulting in the corpus luteum, means release of progesterone hormone when the corpus luteum is formed at its peak. The estrogen hormone, which is started released by the follicle cells, is work as the first primary hormones. Now